Diddy is saying that all these people that were probably brought up in these networks or these documentaries are maybe fabricating, or the networks are embellishing on what they're saying to make money off of him.
Right.
And the attorneys that are involved are going to sue the networks because they're going to prove their case if this trial comes out the way it's going to come out. But the government has a big case ahead of them to do. You see, the mayor just got his charges dismissed.
Really?
Yeah.
Get the So Diddy has gotten, there's some documentaries. There's documentaries from Peacock. There's documentaries from HBO Max that came out. I know you've seen.
It came in the news today.
Yeah.
I was reading the news. I was looking at it today. They're suing, Diddy is suing those
NBC
entities,
Universal.
right.
I'm pretty sure Warner Discovery will be next to be sued by
Yeah,
Diddy.
yeah.
Diddy, they did the Max documentary there. So, yeah, what do you think of these documentaries that all these folks coming out of the woodwork, Puffy did this to me? For example, one that concerns me is the victim that was shot in the at the club, the woman.
The woman. Are you talking about in the Diddy case?
Yeah.
With
She was shot
the shooting at the.
She said she stays on saying that, oh, I know for sure he shot me. But again, I from doing my research, from this is a different time, 1990. I'm sorry, that trial went on in what, 2000?
Yeah, well, 2000. No, 2000. Yeah,
2001. And from reading a bunch of articles, it's different from what she said on the stand.
Well,
she said that she doesn't know. On the stand, she said she doesn't know. She didn't know who shot her. So coming in, doing her rounds on these documentaries and say, yeah, I know for sure he shot me. It's contradicting her.
Well, again, that's why he has attorneys, and his attorneys are going to go through everything that was said and done with her. Back then, she was the only one that said that, from what we know. Nobody else has come forward to say that. And they dealt with it years ago. So I'm sure the attorneys now are going to listen to everything she said. Remember, you go on social media, as you notice, if you saw those confirmation hearings, because I watched a lot of them, with Kash Patel, for example, and they were talking about him being passing the Senate to go be the acting director of the FBI, right? Mm-hmm. Kash Patel. And they were saying, you said on this guy's show that you didn't believe in this, and you said in this guy's show that you implicated this about government and about how many procedures and things that they did, and you made a song about the January 6th insurrection riot, see? And they use all that stuff against you, because they could either, like stuff I talk about, they could come back and say, well, you said this and you said that. But I keep it very clean as to my opinion and what I think, not because of what I'll make up false allegations. Diddy is saying that all these people that were probably brought up in these networks or these documentaries are maybe fabricating, or the networks are embellishing on what they're saying to make money off of him.
Right.
And the attorneys that are involved are going to sue the networks because they're going to prove their case if this trial comes out the way it's going to come out. But the government has a big case ahead of them to do. You see, the mayor just got his charges dismissed.
Really?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the mayor is not going to be charged with bribery.
Bribery or all the charges?
All the charges. Everything he's been admonished. Well, he's been exonerated, so sort of to say. The Department of Justice has said that the charges against him are going to be dropped, and they cited something about the maliciousness of his prosecution. And
that's your boy, man.
Things. Well, I know. Listen, we know each other, but listen, I'm not in his circle like that.
Right.
But listen, I watch and listen and see what people say, and
that's crazy.
He's not a bad person. I know you have differences. He's not a bad person. Blasio wasn't a bad person either. He just made a lot of things I thought were. He did a lot of things I thought were crazy.
And he stole.
And well, listen. But if you notice, De Blasio was quiet. You don't hear anything from him. So whatever he did steal, he's in Waikiki Beach right now, with Pina Colada, looking at all this stuff, saying, "Hell with these people. I'm enjoying my life."
Maybe he's in Sosua.
He could be there too. You never know. Listen, he did his time. He did his thing. He's out of politics somewhat, and
he got the money and ran.
it happens in this business.
Yeah, wow.
So, you know,
I should become mayor or some shit.
so
man.
with Diddy's case, and somebody
that.
asked me this question:
Good.
are they going to exonerate Diddy, like Kanye saying free Diddy?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, but Kanye
can't-
was asking Trump to free.
Trump. Listen. I'm not speaking for Trump. That's for sure. But I don't think Trump is going to jump in and say, in a case like this, well, these are serious allegations.
Yeah.
I don't think Trump is going to put himself on the line for that because you have a lot of victims involved.
Right.
And I think he's from what I've seen, pro-victim. You know, like
Yeah.
with those when Biden pardoned all those death row inmates, he was upset with those guys.
Right.
So he seems pro-victim. Like, you know, victims should have their say,
Right.
and people do crimes should be punished. But I don't think he's going to inject himself in that. I could be wrong. But I think what's going to happen is we have to see how the trial goes. Everything depends on how the trial goes. Some people joked with me and said, Derek, how could they indict Diddy in a RICO case and he's only one person?
Right.
And I said, you know what? That's another thing that you bring up too. He's one person that's being indicted in a RICO case. Usually in a RICO case, you have many other people
Exactly.
that are indicted in the case with him. We don't know what the government has in store. Like, this is not over yet. It's just him right now. The trial's probably going to come up soon, and we'll all be watching and see what happens, what the prosecution has and what the defense has. It'll be something that everybody will be watching to see, because you know everybody's going to be tuned into that case to see what goes on because of the people involved, you know, and things like that. So
I really feel like you got him on something minor. You would think we would have had him on murder or something. This is just some crazy sex thing, you know, and some baby oil. Baby oil isn't illegal.
I mean, no, it is. Listen, he likes baby oil. Some people like bananas. Some people like cars. I mean, you know, it's.
I mean, what can you do with baby? I mean, I don't know. I don't use baby oil.
I don't use it either. But
So,
listen,
like,
people.
Are you that dry? Like, I don't know.
People have fetishes for certain things. People like hamsters and gerbils and instruments. So, you know, listen, it's the way of the world. People do whatever they want. We live in a world where we're a free society to do whatever we want, as long as we don't break the law. They are alleging a lot of things with him. So we have to see what comes out.
Yeah, like this guy murdered 5 people. Hey, listen, if we could get Puff on the Tupac hit, that'd be fabulous. But I know we can't. It's so complicated. We're not gonna get into that. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So, but on some crazy.
But like I said, it's to the point where there's a lot that's being said about him.
Yeah.
And we have to find out what happens at the trial. Let's see what the defense has. Let's see what the prosecution has.
Right.
And we'll judge. I'm sure you're going to judge. I'm going to judge. Everybody's going to judge from there. Because they're going to watch the trial and see who's coming forward and who's saying what. And listen, do you really think all these people that now are going after him, they're willing to put their reputations and their identities up? Because now you may have to testify.
It's gonna be public.
You may be called. And then people might, the problem you do have is that some of these girls, and I'm not saying everybody, some of these women that are accusing him of certain things, remember, your closet has to be clean before you could go in and say things against people. If you have a dirty closet and things are going to come out, you got to be prepared for that.
Exactly.
That people are going to say that you did X, Y, and Z. Listen, things happen. Like I told you, you're going to see some of these women in the case were independent contractors. And they may bring that out in this case, whereas they were, you know, girls for hire or girls.
But one thing that is coming from that lawsuit from the Diddy and the suing NBC Universal is, you know, things like the shooting, things that the Gene Deal has said that he actually said this in a document. Saying basically he's responsible for Biggie's death.
Seems like that could come back to you. I mean, I don't know what was said, but believe me, his lawyers they're picking up. Listen, if you're smart, you're going through every documentary, every clip of what people said, and you're going to bring those people to court, and you're going to put them on the stand, and you're going to cross-examine them. You said my client was this. What was your basis on that? Well, I was saying it because, no, you just can't make up things like this. Do you have proof?
Defamation.
And they'll get you for defamation of character, the slander.
In danger of truth, I forget what they call it in the court terms. In danger of the truth or something like that.
Well, you're damaging the guy's brand and his reputation.
Right.
That's why Jay-Z went after that guy Busby, because now you're trying to hurt my brand and who I am.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z's like, I'm not going for this. You see how fast he went against this guy. Yeah. Like, you know, Diddy's in, but I'm not, and I'm going against you. Whether things happened in the past, what these guys did, I don't know. everything everybody's done. I know some things that people have done, but not everything. But you know, it's like when people come forward later on, after 20 years or 30 years, if something really bothered you or something happened like that, then you should say it now. Like, I don't think you should wait 20 years to come forward. And I know people say, well, she was afraid, she was this. But why would, you're not afraid now? Why, what, you were afraid then, why are you not afraid now? Oh, well, because, you know, he's in jail. No, because, you know, you could get money.
Right.
And that's what it's really about. That's the real deal. So it is what it is when you have these type of cases with people, you know, and like I said, you know, they're going to come out. We're going to see what this trial is going to be all about, you know. And now that the mayor's out of the picture for the Southern District, it's just Diddy now. And then I heard too that the Jeffrey Epstein files, they want to release them. And one actor said, look, if you release those, or one big executive said, because I was reading this, if those files get released, I'm moving, or I don't want to be around.
Oh, wow.
Because there might be some incriminating evidence. Don't you think the government, if they had some information on super hot celebrities in this business that were named in this Diddy case, there had to be attorneys that had told them or sat down with them and said, look, I represent so-and-so. If this was to get out because it's a private and personal matter, we don't want that to be used in this trial. Not to say the government won't use it, but the government will comply and say, okay, you know what? The pictures may be offensive or may hurt the person's brand, which has nothing to do with this actual case. You follow me? Whereas, okay, you have him on a rape and sexual abuse case, but I had sex with him consensually, and my sex consensually has nothing to do with this, so I don't want those tapes to be released because they may further damage my career, my brand, my reputation, and that's my personal life. Nothing to do with this case. That could be an argument.